everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing November's TBR to be rolled. So we are in November, or at least we're going to be. I don't know exactly how we've gotten here. I don't know why I have like a 4-month-old basically here. We only have a few more days before that. She also has cut her first tooth already. She is growing up so fast. We're nearing the end of the year. I am going to wear her today. We'll see how this goes. But it's time for another TBR. So as for October, I was doing Arctober. We rolled 5 times for arcs, and so far I have read Loot, I have read The Dead in the Dark, and I am in the middle of Under the Whispering Door. I still have the book that you guys voted on, which is Ocean's Echo. I'm hoping that will be my next read because it actually comes out November 1st, so I do need to finish it in October, and I do have some time left in the month. And then the other one was Activation Degradation. I don't know for sure if I'm going to get to it, especially since I've been sort of interspersing my arcs with manga and graphic novels. I know that's not actually Arctober because none of them are arcs, but that's what I've been doing. Now in November, we have more readathons that I will be participating in. We're not necessarily going to be picking books for those readathons today because of the fact that one of them is the ClearUrSht readathon, which actually is from November 1st through December 31st. Like, it's for the full 2 months at the end of the year. We are doing like a sort of library type of theme this time, where you do have like a library card where you pick your strengths and weaknesses and a weapon. So I'll actually go over that. But the prompts, we do have some prompts available already for this readathon. So you could technically pick your books ahead of time, but because it is a 2-month readathon, and the way that this readathon works is you get the prompts, but like it's part of a story, so they come out like a few a week and it keeps going that way. There are some secret prompts that we don't know about as well either, and so I think what I'm going to be doing is sort of mood reading those prompts. I do know that we start off with some like romance prompts first. Like some of the first prompts are like read a book with a romance, or I think there's one that's like a beautiful cover, that kind of stuff. So those things will be in November for sure, but I don't know exactly what I want to read for it. So I'm not going to be picking books specifically for those prompts. It is a 2-month readathon, and I participated. I actually don't know how well I participated last year. I participated the year before that for sure, and I really enjoyed doing it because the whole point of that readathon is to clear the books off of your TBR shelves, things that you already own, and I have books both physically and ebooks that I need to read if I want to get my TBR down by the end of the year, so that readathon is going to be perfect. But like I said, I don't know exactly which books, but like I said, also, we do have strengths, weaknesses, and a weapon that we choose from, and these things are going to relate to the surprise prompts, like the boss battles that they have. So the strength that I picked is Jack of all genres, basically saying that you read a lot of genres, and I do. The only things I don't really read are nonfiction and like historical stuff, but romance, sci-fi, fantasy, horror, all this kind of stuff, I will read. For the weaknesses, I chose overambitious TBR, which means you set TBRs that are way bigger than you can read. I feel like I used to be better about this before I had my second kid, and I was really good about setting a TBR and hitting it. However, now I am setting TBRs of at least 5 books every month, and I'm not always hitting them. So out of the weaknesses that they had, that was the one that I felt fit the best. And then for the weapons, I chose The Power of Love because I just thought that was cute. I have no idea what any of these strength, weaknesses, or weapons do, and we won't find out until we get into the story. So when November 1st starts, we'll see. Then we also have another round of the 30 and 30 manga challenge going on. This is usually hosted by Shay from Shay Geeks Out and Isabel from Happy for Now, but we also have a couple other hosts who I also absolutely love their channels, love their content. We have Ashley from Bookish Realm and Bree from Locked Booktician. I will leave everybody linked down below, but basically this is a challenge to try to read as much manga as you can in the month, specifically mostly 30 in 30, so 30 volumes in 30 days, which is what I'm going to be attempting to do. I did this last year and I really enjoyed it, and I've been slacking on manga a little bit this year just because I wasn't buying as much manga, like physically, didn't have as much things that I was like, I definitely need to read this or I need to continue series. So now I have a backlog because I wasn't keeping up with it throughout the year, and so I want to attempt to do the 30 and 30. Again, I'm not necessarily going to be saying these are the ones I'm doing for sure, but I do have quite a few that I want to get to, so especially as of the ones that I bought recently, like in the last book haul I did. I have volumes 5 through 11 of Sweat and Soap by Kintetsu Yamada, so that is 7 volumes that I can read. Oh, and I should preface this also, I want to read 30 and 30, but I want to read 30 unread manga in 30 days. Which means I might try and read more if I feel like I need to reread beginning volumes of the series. I also have The Girl from the Other Side by Nagabe. The volume I actually have is a compilation of the first 3 volumes, so I haven't fully decided if that's going to count for 1 volume of manga or 3 volumes of manga. I also have Boys Run the Riot Volume 4 by Keito Gaku. This is the last volume in this series. I just picked it up last month. I definitely need to finish this series. I also have Tokyo Tarareba Girls Volumes 1 through 4 by Akiko Higashimura. This is the same author as Princess Jellyfish that I really loved. And now that I'm speaking about it, I don't know if I ever finished Princess Jellyfish, so I'm going to look into that too, because I know I loved it and I think I want to continue with that series. And then I know I also have all of the volumes of The Demon Prince of Momochi House by Aya Shoto, but I've only read up through like volume 8, so I have volumes 9 through 16 left. So I think that is also something I want to commit to potentially this month in the 30 and 30. And then not only that, I did also purchase a Humble Bundle from Kodansha earlier this year that had a bunch of manga in it. So I have some volumes of A Condition Called Love. I have some volumes of Blue Lock. I have some volumes of Our Precious Conversations and the Quintessential Quintuplets. So those are also in play because I want to try to read 30 new volumes. She's gonna talk about it in 30 days. Okay, so I think that is all the housekeeping currently. 10, wow. Presley's counting. She's talking. It's chaos. That's all the housekeeping. So I think we are going to now roll the ball. Okay, do you want to throw it or mommy throw it?
Mommy do.
Okay, so we're gonna do roll number 1. Ready?
Ready.
Oh, I don't know if it's gonna be red. We're gonna try it and see. Ready? Roll number 1 is blue. Okay, so roll number 1 is blue, which means you are gonna do a poll pick. We talked about manga. The thing is, I am so sure that if I'm going to actually complete a 30 and 30, I'm going to have to read almost all of those. So I'm not entirely sure I want to use a poll pick for manga, because no matter what I say is part of the poll pick, I'm probably going to have to read all of them. So let me see about something else. Okay, I'm back. I've decided you guys are going to do a poll pick for romance, because like I mentioned before, one of the first things that's going to pop up in the ClearUrSht Readathon is stuff with like romance in it. It's based on a library system. They're going to have like different prompts for genres, so like romance is part of some of the prompts. I think sci-fi and fantasy will be part of it, potentially horror and stuff too. We'll see, but I know the first grouping of stuff is romance, and one of the prompts is going to have something with a romance. So I have 4 options that I just very quickly picked off my shelf. I have my most recent romance acquisition, which is The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. When I went to Barnes & Noble, this is one of the ones that I picked up. I definitely want to read it. I also have Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. I absolutely loved The Love Hypothesis earlier this year, so yeah. I also have Husband Material by Alexis Hall. I loved Boyfriend Material when that came out in like 2020, and so this is a sequel romance I want to get to. And then I also have Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. Again, I absolutely loved Chloe Brown when I read that one. She's getting a little cranky. I think it's mostly because she's in here. She doesn't want to face out though, like ever yet, so we'll see. But I absolutely loved Chloe Brown when I read that one, and again, I just haven't continued with this one. Oh. Oh, can you see the camera? That's a baby. That's a little baby. You're okay. You're okay. Doop-a-doop. 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 Yeah. So those will be your 4 options. I will actually post polls on Instagram and Twitter like I always do the same day this video goes live. So those are up already.
Roll number 2.
You're right. Roll number 2. Okay, roll number 2 is red. Okay, and so the next one we got was red. So roll number 2 was a red. That means we actually have some red cards that Presley's going to pick for us, and it's going to say who is going to pick for me. I am now realizing that because I had a baby on me, I did not explain any of the rules to this at the beginning of the game. For this month at least. I do every single month, and I have extensive rules in the January video, but I am so sorry. This is how we're picking our game. So red means that somebody else is going to pick a book for me. We have cards, so it could be Presley, my husband, a friend, or a viewer. Orange is going to be a TBR bucket. Yes, I have so many TBR books, we have a bucket for it. If I get this, it is going to be a random bucket pick. Yellow has cards related to it as well. These are going to be for like genre or age grouping or that kind of thing, like the physical book or ebook format of book, that thing. Green also has cards. This is going to be more challenge cards, so it could be like a book with a certain color, or it could be like a big book, so over 500 pages, or a small book, that kind of thing. Blue is going to be a poll pick, so that means you guys will get to vote on the book that I pick if this comes up. I'll pick a couple things for you to choose from. And then the last one is purple. Purple is a wild card. If purple comes up, that means I get to pick a different color that I want it to be, but then I still have to follow the rules of the other color. And so roll 2 was a red. We do have cards for this that is going to be related to who is going to pick a book for me. So we're going to let Presley pick a card. Okay, Presley's here. You guys can barely see him, but he is here. I have cards. I have no idea what order they're in. Presley's going to pick. Presley, pick a card, please. And it's a Presley pick. That means he's going to pick a book for me. So let's actually take you guys over here to the TBR shelf because I wasn't filming in front of it earlier because I thought it'd be easier over there. But here's the TBR books as well as the rest of my house. Come here, Presley. You are going to pick a book from these shelves for me, okay? Holding 2 babies now. These books. All of these books. Any book you want. What book should mommy read? Let me turn around so we can do it this way. So we have books up here and we have books down here. Do you want big books, short books, like up or down? What book should mommy read? There's books down here too. Putting him down so he can look at the ones on the floor. Oops, knocking over his blocks. Bless you. I knocked over his blocks. He's now gonna pick up his blocks before he picks a book for me. Presley, can you pick a book for mommy? That one, you wanna give it to me? Okay, he did find one down here, right next to where he was picking up his blocks. Is that the one mommy's gonna read?
Yeah.
Okay, he has picked Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. I actually have this one and an Enchantment of Ravens. He almost picked that one. He was going back and forth between these two because I have not read either one. The covers are gorgeous and I'm very excited, and I think this one is one that I've heard slightly better things about because this one does have to deal with books, I'm pretty sure, in it. Like there's a library or something. It's a YA fantasy. I'm excited. Roll number 3 is... Oh! What is that? Blue! Okay, roll number 3 was another blue, so that means another poll pick. I think because so far we have a couple books that are physical reads, I'm gonna pick some ebooks for you guys to choose. Okay, so I've only chosen 2 this time for you guys to choose from, but they're both novellas. I knew I wanted to potentially pick a novella, especially as an ebook that was a little easier to get through. We're talking today, apparently. The first one I have is In an Absent Dream by Shauna McGuire. This is the 4th book in the Wayward Children series. Yeah. Yes, it is. This is the 4th book in the Wayward Children series. I read the first 3 in general. I don't exactly know when, but I've loved every single one so far. And I actually have the, I think, 4th and 5th book on ebook. So I want to continue with this series. And then the second one is Once Ghosted, Twice Shy by Alyssa Cole. This is a novella set in the same world as the Reluctant Royals series. I read all the novels from that one, but not the novellas. And this one is going to be a sapphic romance. And again, romance is one of the things that I know is going to be happening for the ClearUrSht Readathon at the beginning of November. So I'm hoping that should work. If not, I do like Wayward Children a lot, and so those are quick, you know, portal fantasy stuff. So either one of those, the polls will be up, like I said before, when this video goes live.
Roll number 4.
Roll number 4 is... Oh, it rolled out of camera, but what color? What color is that?
Yellow.
Yellow. It did roll out of camera, but it is a yellow. Okay, roll number 4 was a yellow. It did go out of screen, but it was a yellow. Presley and I both vouch for it being a yellow, which means, as he says, we're going to pick a yellow card. So these yellow cards, like I mentioned before, are going to have different genres or age groupings or format of book.
Pick a yellow.
Yes, we're going to pick a yellow card. I'm just going to splay them out a little bit. Can you come over here? Can I see you? Right here? There's Presley. Okay. Yellow cards. Are we even in focus?
Pick a yellow card.
Yes, pick a yellow card. Pick a yellow card with mommy. We're not in focus. Here we go. Okay. Pick a yellow card. One yellow card. Comic or graphic novel? Perfect. She's going to sleep. This is how I edit my videos nowadays too. I put her in a carrier. It used to be a wrap, but now she's a little bit big for it and she doesn't like that one as much. But she's still getting used to the carrier. But I put her in here, I put her to sleep, and I get my editing done. Okay, I think I'm going with Hexed Omnibus by Michael Allen Nelson. So I was very happy when I saw a comic or graphic novel because that means they're quicker to read, and I love reading them in general. Usually, you know, they're like 100 something, maybe 200 pages. This one's very, very thick. It's the entire Hexed series that I am excited to read. I bought this at the end of last year and I just haven't picked it up yet. But one of the prompts that I know is probably going to happen this month for the ClearUrSht Readathon is like the biggest book on your TBR. That's not going to happen with like my actual biggest book because that's probably like the stand, which I have over here. It's like fluorescent orange, and I just don't think that's happening in even in 2 months, you know what I mean? So this is like the biggest comic or graphic novel that I have. It's the entire thing. It is quite heavy, so I think that's what I'm going to be going with because I was already considering maybe trying to do something like that for this prompt anyway. So yeah, I am excited it came up. Wasn't my original idea just because usually comics and graphic novels are quick to read. This should still be quick to read compared to like The Stand, but it is quite a chunker. And roll number 5 is...
Red.
Another red! Nice! And then finally, roll number 5 was another red, which means we're going to pick another red card to see who else is going to pick a book for me. Okay, Presley's here again. We have our red cards. Yep, we're going to pick another red card.
Red card plus one card goes to red cards.
Yeah, 1 red card plus 1 red card equals 2 red cards. Okay. Oh, which one? That one, okay.
It's a rectangle.
It is a rectangle, good job. And this says a friend pick. We haven't had a friend pick at all this year. I know I didn't start these cards right away, but I need to see if I have a friend who's available to pick a book for us. sent off the text message for my friend to hopefully then send me a book recommendation, or like what I'm going to read this month. So I'm gonna put that in here as soon as I hear back. Okay, so it is now the next day, and we're filming this the next day just because it took a little bit longer for my friend to get back to me. But I messaged my friend Stevie, and she said that I needed to read The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune, which I'm actually really happy about because, one, I'm currently reading Under the Whispering Door. I'm not like super far into it, but like I said, I'm going to be reading it more in the next couple days, definitely finishing it by the end of the month. And so far, I'm liking it, but also curious of where the story is going. And she's saying the vibes of this one is amazing, and so like, good job. I need to read it. The also good thing about this one is I have it physically, because Illumicrate edition, but I also have an ebook version of this. So I can literally read it whatever way I need to read it. If I need to read it as an ebook, great. If I want to read it as a physical book, also great. So yeah, that is going to be the friend pick. I'm actually, like I said, pleasantly surprised. I did give her lists of my ebooks and physical books, and she sort of had to pick from those. Like, it wasn't a just completely random book, but I'm very happy with the pick. And then that is actually it for the video. Like I mentioned before, we do have a couple of poll picks for you guys to choose from. Instagram and Twitter, they will both be down there when this video goes live. It's only going to be for about 24 hours. Otherwise, you can always comment down below here in the video as well. I do take those comments into consideration. And I think that's going to be it. I'm really looking forward to the 30 and 30 manga challenge because I did not participate in the other one earlier this year, and I've been feeling a little bit left out with like not reading manga. That's me. Like, I wanted to read more, and so I'm slowly getting back into it, and I have a ton I need to read now. And then the ClearUrSht Readathon should definitely help get rid of stuff off my shelves, or I guess my Kindle shelves as well, that I need to get rid of. So that is also going to be very helpful. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. I do have videos up on Thursdays, so I will see you then. Bye!